I'm like losing my voice.
Oh no.
Let's see. Take a break from this, yeah? I feel like the pose could definitely use a lot more work. Could really push the character more for how big his like gigantic ass head is. You could like he kind of has like an average body for like a gigantic head, right? What if you could like morph that body a little more? So, bring his head down. This entire thing could probably be like his upper back. Might even be able to like turn his face so that's like engaging the viewer a bit more. I guess right now it looks like he got caught off by surprise, just like kind of walking through the forest. All like
I can imagine that he's just like strolling through the forest. He's got some things he's gonna sell or something. He's going to the local shop.
Yeah. No, pose plays like a huge role in like defining a character, right? Russell?
Yeah, it really does. Something I've been needing to get better at. Need to do more of. Because you can get like across like how the actual character, like, it's kind of like how a character carries themselves and like how they, if you want to be able to imagine them living and breathing, I feel like gesture helps a lot with that. Plus, like, just like standing still poses are so boring. I was looking at like my portfolio the other day. I was like, man, what have I done? Mistakes were made.
Make this entire thing way bigger, actually. You could be like the boomer from Left 4 Dead. Or not the boomer, the charger.
Just like he's having a nice little stroll anymore. It's like he's gonna come kill us.
I mean, one of his eyes was like botched anyways, right? So.
Oh yeah,
it's all good.
Play that out.
Like, you know, the charger from Left 4 Dead 2 has like a gigantic ass side and like a shrimpy arm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Might be good to have a directional light too. Lighting's a little, I guess, really bright and cheery for what the character looks like. So like,
Could have some pretty cool like breaking. Like, it looks like he's going through a forest. Like, have like some really cool breaking through the trees or something.
oh, like charging at us even.
No, I mean like the lighting could break through the trees.
Ah, yeah. I was thinking like it might be cool if we could like maybe keep his like face in shadow even. I like doing this
Yeah,
a lot.
that'd be really cool.
So like light would be like hitting his legs. And maybe like the bottom of his what was it, beard thing? Neck poof?
That'd be really cool.
So it'll have to be darker to show it's in a forest.
It's too late, Yuxan. Sorry, you're taking on a new.
You agreed to this when you linked it in the Twitch chat.
Actually, forest lighting is really cool because you can pretty much like do whatever you want. Like, just put a cast shadow anywhere really. It's like really fun, like different lighting scenarios.
Yeah.
Like leaves even in the shadows and things. Dappled light is really cool.
I mean, technically you do that in a lot of places too, right? Like in a city, there's like a crane shadow from like a structure or something on top of you.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not
true.
just a forest.
I don't really think about that. Never thought about that before. I was just thinking outside the box, like what kind of elements you can use that might be in that environment to kind of make that lighting more interesting.
Yeah. I think it's partly also like thinking about like the composition in like terms of shapes and values. So like, for instance, if I'm doing this, and then I draw a random shape on it, like, for instance, and I'm thinking like, how can I fill those shapes with like actual people, or like use these darker shapes to guide the eye? So like I might do like, okay, the guy's face is gonna be here. You know, that means you know, his forehead might be in light, and then these things would be in shadow. I don't know. Like, what could this big shape be? Of course, these random shapes would be like more organized and would actually form some kind of like eye leading thing, I imagine. Instead of just being like completely random like this. So like if I wanted to do like a shape like this. Yeah. I tried explaining. I failed. It's okay.
Nah, it made a bit of sense.
A bit. Thanks, Russell.
No, I got the gist of it. Explaining things is hard, man. You don't know
Just
how-
gotta work
how
on
many-
it.
You don't know how many times I've tried to explain things on my stream and then like I'm like, oh, okay, never mind.
It's the worst, dude. You like lead someone on to believe that you got like something good to say. And
Well,
then,
it's like you do. It's just like I feel like that's one of the hard things about self-teaching or whatever, like self-guided. It's like it's hard to articulate your words when you're trying to teach things to other people, because it's like you internalize everything.
Mm-hmm. You got your own like little vocabulary that
Yeah.
fucking probably doesn't make sense at all, but you understand it.
Especially because we're more like usually visual learners. Like, I know like whenever somebody just tries to explain things to me just through words, I'm like, okay, you can stop. I don't understand unless you're also drawing alongside it, kind of showing me how like what's going on.
Yeah. I know Riley does that a lot. He's like explaining stuff in like depth, and I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Just
Yeah, he does that a lot.
But yeah, as far as the study goes, I think a stronger sense of the character through the pose, and maybe lighting to support that stance, you know? Support that stance and the character's personality. Because, like, I guess think of, well, just had another moment.
And I mean, if you do want to go like the opposite way, where he's like a happy guy, just kind of take what Hozer's doing as an example of like, okay, I should push this in like the opposite way and show that he's like a happy crow guy. Like, make it clear.
Yeah, because this, I guess this one right now looks kind of like a angry refugee. You know, if you go up to him, he's probably gonna shank you.
Yeah. Oh, dang, now I can see it in like the original too. He does look like an angry refugee.
Yeah. There's just a lot of elements that scream, I'm gonna shank you. Stay away.
Actually, even in his pose, like I could see him having a knife in that backhand.
I know, right? It's just like,
It's gonna rob us. Yeah, I think those kind of paintovers are good where you don't just kind of render over top or whatever. It's like you actually show another option,
mm-hmm.
to demonstrate another option. So the base is really what matters. I still get caught all the time where I accidentally render more so in my crits than actually kind of do fundamental things, unfortunately.
Oh, dude, I don't blame you. It's like crazy easy to get sucked into just like, you know, just painting.
Yeah. It's almost like, oh, it's rendered nice there, therefore it's better. Which, like, kind of silly.
I mean, it's kind of understandable, right, for the most part, because it's like you can point out the flaw in like one sentence, and then for the rest of the time you're just painting it out.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, how much do you want to repeat yourself, or like, what other situations and examples can you give to like further bolster that one principle that's lacking?
Mm-hmm.
So talk slowly. Talk really slowly.
Just make it last for the paint over.
Nortsuki, appreciate the follow. He was not wearing pants, or those are pants, right? I think those are pants. See if we can turn those pants a different color, just to separate it from his skin tone, and the trees. Let's pick this vomit green to support his mutatedness, of which you clearly intended.
didn't actually know crow people were like a pretty common D&D thing before.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I had to do it for a job once, and it was like, I looked it up and like, I forget what they're called again, but like they're a pretty common race.
Oh shit. This looks like he's starting to walk towards the left a bit now. Oh, welcome, Jimmy. Good to see you. You gonna take a shower and make some food? More some fashion shorts. It's what is this Yuxin?
It's a crow man. Poser has defiled Yuxin's crow boy though.
I mean,
It's made him into a monster, just a happy boy going through the forest.
oh no, I turned off all the other layers. No. Holy
I actually
messy.
like love when characters have that like back kind of like hunch or whatever.
Not sure. No. Too busy. Too distracting. Get out of here, everybody else. Soraka can stay. Ooh, Christian with the raid. And there's Kuru. The traitor. The traitor! He defected to the other side. Welcome, you guys. Yeah, Yuxin, I think you should be able to describe your character in like a paragraph or something, just so you know what he's about, you know.
That's a good idea.
And it's like if you can't, give him a description, then you're probably not gonna have a harder time trying to figure out how to, like, what elements to stretch or include or get rid of in the painting.
I think even just having like a few keywords like helps a ton. It's like, how can you abstract those keywords and like just come up with a more interesting and unique design through that?
Yeah. For watching streamers who interact with their audience. Oh, that's not nice. I interact with people. Come on. That hurt my feelings, man.
Hey, Kuru.
It's the original image you studied.
Oh, it's an actual person with a
Oh,
wearing a giant crow. Dang.
it's a little bit different from where this is heading. Well, shit. What do I do now?
Yeah, just an example of what Yuxin could do or think about.
And let's put this to the side then. I'm seeing some value disparities at first glance. And let's see. Is there any particular thing you were like trying to study on, or like material or lighting, or what's going on in this one?
Scary would like a critique as well.
Scary? A quick critique? I guess we're doing it. Yeah, sure, you could link it or PM me, whichever works. Yeah, I want to study material, lighting, and some costume design. Is this a lot of costume design? I'm thinking the only design would really be in like the belt. And if you're gonna study material, I'd say maybe like just limit the amount of things in the image. So like, say you want to study the feathers, okay, then you'll just do his head. Because like all this stuff that you've done in the background is kind of, you know, it doesn't seem like you spent enough time on it because there's like so much different shit to like look at the same time. So like, so just take the head and the beak portion looks like a good place to focus in on. You know, don't worry about all this other shit in the back. All the leaves, I guess the leg could be cool to study. Oh, and Russell, if you have any input at all, feel free.
Oh, sure.
I'm getting some Ilya Kushinov vibes from Scaries'.
I actually like that. It's pretty cool.
I guess we.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Or.
Damn.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, yeah, kind of like what Ezra was saying, like, it is good to, like, break things down, like, think about what you want to get from a study and kind of just focus that thing. You can do general studies too, but I think, like, focus studies will always be more helpful.
Smoke trash with the host. Appreciate it, mate. Actually, don't worry about the background, but I still like to include and play with it. Yeah, that's good. Just play with it more if you're gonna do that. Like make it look like it didn't take like, I don't know, like a couple minutes of like a few scribbles. Like if you can, I guess make it look as good as what you're studying. I'm actually not sure what else to say. Aside from like, if you're gonna study like these feathers, figure out what really makes it look like a feather, right? Like it's not gonna be this one solid stroke like that's not gonna look like a feather. Like feathers have this like crazy like downy glow to them, right? Why? If I can find like, I'm just gonna use a reference. Let's take this feather for instance. Like you just take this one feather and study it. Why does that kind of look like a feather? I guess on its own it doesn't. It looks a little rubbery, but you know, it's got like a light coming down from here and reflecting off of a particular area that makes it look like a feather. So get your slightly transparent brush out and copy that to the best that you can. You're good at copying. I saw you do those lemons and fruits. You know what you're doing. Just got to be more focused about it. So like, let's put a feather. Let's take a feather and put it right here, for instance. And I'm looking at this this beard here. It seems like a lot of the bigger feathers the person has put in their costumes like near the bottom, and like underneath the chin area here is like starts getting like thinner and more, almost like it's wet. I don't know if that's like what real crows look like.
It looks so greasy.
Yeah, but the dude's done it, so try including that. You know, it looks like it's kind of getting a little bluer on the edges. Maybe it's reflecting like the skylight. It's exaggerating a bit. And you got these like ripples that, these separated feather parts that kind of just cut in randomly, not uniformly. In that fruit study, I actually didn't copy anything. I only sampled some colors. Yeah, so you know what you're doing even more. So what's going on in this one, man? It seems like it's done really quickly. You gotta spend more time on it if you want to absorb information. You can't rush that shit.
Actually, speaking of which, it's kind of funny that like speed paint, at least as far as I can tell, that speed paint kind of culture is kind of been dying. Like where people would be like, "Oh, just a quick sketch or whatever," or like where they'd try and do something as quick as they can, because for some reason that made it more impressive or something.
Yeah, it's
like nobody would take their time.
I mean, speed paints are cool.
Yeah.
If you want to like test yourself every here and there.
Yeah, they're cool. It's just not like the end all or whatever. Like if you compare to like you know, like old masters and things, it's like they would spend a long time to give their craft care and care.
It's like you're focusing more on just like Wow, look how fast I can do it. But hey, it still looks like shit. But look how fast I can do it. Suck on that, Michelangelo.
Actually, really true. What people would do.
This is a work in progress, by the way. So good. Look forward to the ones further down the line then. So I hope I don't sound like a dick. I think I'm getting that from Christian. And I'm not saying he sounds like a dick. Just like the more blunt directness kind of thing. I'm just trying it out.
I think it's good to do it to an extent, like be blunter, 'cause, like a lot of people don't get like the idea of certain things, like they kind of, I don't know. Sometimes it almost feels like a lot of people like stepping on eggshells or whatever.
Stepping on eggshells?
Yeah, or it's like stepping on eggshells, like trying not to like offend anybody or anything, but it's like in the end that's kind of more hurting the person getting the credit.
Mm-hmm.
But then at the same time, you don't want to be like a total jerk, like you just quit.
No, never be a jerk. Oh shit! Actually, kind of like the effect that blending this gives. It's like kind of shiny.
Scary to say, when I was just my teacher, he would beat my ass.
Oh no.
You win. He's a nice guy.
Aw. That's the nicest thing anybody's ever said to me. They're always like, "You're a fucking asshole," and they run off crying. Man, what's their problem, eh?
Yeah, if this is like a whip, it's always hard to critique whips because it's like all you can really do is like kind of show a better approach or something. It's like because you haven't really tested yourself yet, like where your limits are and things. Like you can't really tell what somebody is actually gonna do beforehand.
I mean, I'm freaking learning from this too. Like, I just found a cool, sick way to make like a down effect, or like this, you know, this shiny thing pretty quickly. So everybody's learning. We're all here to learn.
X2i says there should be a textured brush Monday. I'd like to see that. Texture brushes only.
Oh no, I don't like the sound of that. That sounds horrible.
XTJN is the print. Oh, okay. XTJN.
Extigen? How have you been pronouncing it?
I just said XTY.
Oh.
Yeah, it's me, Russell.
In the flesh. Or in the voice.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate that.
Scuba Towel Surrealism and Nerf This. Appreciate you both for the follow. I never played Overwatch,
The reason you haven't
but thank you.
felt it is because it doesn't exist. What you call love was invented by guys like me.
Jimmy!
Sure.
Why? Don't tell me that stuff.
I'm just gonna get self-conscious.
No. Alright, stream's over. Everybody go home. She said JK. I meant there's only 5 viewers. Yeah, material studies is like... I almost feel like you can turn like simple things into something better, like more pretty to look at. Like a plain white shirt, you slap some like linen material or like potato sack material on it and something that fills up that space pretty nicely, maybe.
Oh yeah, I love texture stuff. Like, I used to do it too much. I'm trying to like, cut down a bit, but it's like, I like when you can look at something and you can like imagine what it would feel like in your hand.
Oh, yeah.
Like a rough shirt or something. It's like, yeah, you could like see it and almost like feel it.
I forgot the password to my Orb account. This part, like in the middle here, is probably going to be pretty challenging. Trying to get to look like it's wiry and wet.
Love was invented by guys like me.
It looks like worms. Maybe I'm smudging too much. I could try different brushes. It's always worth experimenting with. Swipe it around, see how that looks. Take it away with another brush. Slather some up here maybe. And has a cool effect. That doesn't.
The fun thing about like texture studies and things too is like once you learn how to paint it, like you can do more studies and try to figure out how to like simplify it. Like how can you apply that texture even faster?
Yeah.
So it's really cool.
Learning to get like super efficient with it, that shit's pretty exciting. Extigen. Oops, that's sketchbook. Extigen. Wait, that's not Extigens, that's Euxins. What am I doing?
Yep.
I'm sorry. I need to disregard all of that. Extigen. I'm just screaming your name because I really like your name. You got a really good name, man.
Do you have Scary's image?
Scary's image. I did on one of these tabs. Somewhere. You want to start this one off?
Wait, what?
You want to start this one off? You wanted to do critique earlier today, right?
Sometime today I'm gonna do the crit stream. I got
Good enough.
images I got for later. I feel like the shoulders are kind of bothering me in this one. I like placement of space looks a bit strange. Like the other one looks like it's super sucked into her side, and this other one looks like it's really long in comparison.
Just like minor anatomy tweaks.
Yeah, as far as like the shoulder, I feel like overall it could be like a lot more interesting. Like, I don't know. I'm sure you've seen kind of images like this too, where it's like kind of like a almost dead-eyed cyborg trick. I feel like you could play that up maybe. Try and play up that emotion of it being like a. She almost kind of lifeless, like her eyes. And
Kinda like that.
expression.
Just like I think the perspective's a bit hard to tell. Cause like I
Yeah.
imagine maybe I guess her body is more like upright right now, and then her head's like leaning downwards, or like to the side and kind of down. It'd be nice if there was like something to kind of indicate at what angle the viewer's like looking down at her, if we are looking down at her, and her just like there's like something in the background. Even if she was like in a test tube or something, I think the background could really enhance it. Just like a faint indication of you know, just let the viewer know that we're looking down at her.
Yeah, that'd be good.
And then
So
I
many
just
cool things you could actually do with this image, like the background would help a lot, like just indicating a little bit of one.
yeah, and I just tweaked her shoulders and her breasts a bit. This one looks kind of stiff. This one's more like horizon lines up here somewhere, and you know, you follow that perspective line down, shoulders down, everything down. Maybe your arms are here. Oh, I wonder if she's like standing or if she's like kneeling, or
I don't know.
kind of feels like she would be like kneeling or something, right? Because they usually do this in the robot stuff.
Yeah, seems like she might be kneeling. Kind of it doesn't really look like this is what's going on, but what I thought at first would be really cool if she was like in, I mean, it's just like an idea what something you could do, but like, if she was in, maybe it's kind of cliche, but you know those like water tubes or whatever? Like,
Yeah.
it's always so cool, and like the hair is kind of like all floating around.
Oh, true. Yeah,
It's
that'd be
always really
sick.
cool.
Like, even if this was like the tube part.
I feel like the cables too could be a lot more, fill space a bit differently.
Yeah, you can go super crazy with the cables, man. And cables of different sizes as well. Just like vary it up. Maybe there's like
That'd be cool.
yeah, you could do like the what, they usually have like a giant one on the back.
Yeah, so I was just thinking like a big one going into her spine or something.
Maybe you have like tinier ones, maybe even one coming from like the foreground, kind of like swooping in and like, I don't know, hitting something. You know, we're standing in like a 3D space, right? So like this thing is like a big tube surrounding her, as an example.
Yeah, that's a lot of depth. I mean,
Yeah. And then like you have, I'm sorry, what?
I was just saying that adds a lot of depth having one kind of cable coming up front.
Yeah. You have all these like tiny tubes in the back, like before these tiny tubes that weren't really, I guess, adding a lot of depth. I mean, this one kind of does it, but maybe it was just a bigger tube. It's like if the camera was in here somewhere, you might have like tubes in the foreground all the way over here. You have some coming in from like the side here. You know, some from the back maybe. You just gotta imagine that like what's outside the frame a bit can help you like maybe get these other elements in easier. And also like frames the head more nicely, right? Like before you got all this like empty floaty space here. And then here you have like something at least kind of trying to pull the eye back. I just like pointed right at those. It's like leaning towards her. This one could be like, you know, keep the tube, make the tubes interesting. Make them different lengths, different thicknesses. If one needs like a detail or something, maybe like down here or something, just like put those in. No, these are all like secondary things that you would notice after I guess you notice the main girl. It's like, oh shit, look, there's like a warning sticker. It's like a warning sticker on the side that says fragile or something. Like an empty battery.
Killer robot, don't unplug.
I really like the floaty hair suggestion that Russell did, or came up with. So let's see if we can do that. Probably gonna have to look up reference for this. Or even maybe just a little bit of floaty is fine. Let's just do all that. Some bubbles. Any ideas for the lighting situation? I kind of like that you have it all surrounding her. But I guess maybe maybe one light from the bottom maybe is more strong. So we could give that a shot. Like,
I think the lighting looks a little bit strange right now. Just like the kind of just like the way it's broken up a little bit. Like I guess the light source is a little bit strange to me. Like each side, it's almost like flattening her out a bit. Just to me though, like how her hair is like all rimlet like the same all around it, and then like her kind of body as well.
Mm.
I think that could be fixed really easily though.
Yeah. I'm worried that if that changes, I guess, the style too much.
Oh yeah, it could.
Because it looks like, I guess those, you know, the retro wave stuff, almost.
Mm.
Or just like, it's more on the graphics side, almost.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to change like that. Because I know this reminds me of that one scene from Cyber 6 where like the test tube vials thing all light up. I actually want to see if I can find it. Super obscure memory. I'll probably have to watch through the episode. Nobody's gonna tag that test tube.
You know what else could be cool is like giving it like an overall kind of tone, maybe like just to kind of almost make it seem like the camera is in the water with her.
An overall tone?
Yeah,
Oh,
kinda
like yeah, I
oh.
gotcha.
You know, kind of like what you did with that one scene earlier, where you kind of gave it that overall warm tone. I feel like an overall kind of coolish blue or something would be pretty cool.
Yeah, there's so many things you could try out. So right now I'm just slapping in a multiply layer with a single flat color over it. See if if there's any that looks particularly cool.
Oh, it's starting to look really cool.
Wait, which one?
Yeah, the kind of purpley was starting to look really cool. I think like anything would look pretty cool though, as long as it has like kind of like a ghostly effect to it almost.
Yeah, because I don't think there was any like particularly like strong like local color stuff going on in this one. It's like it's all pretty washed out, so I don't think adding like an entire purple over it would take away too much. You just have to be maybe more subtle. Or maybe the light has to be stronger after I do this. There we go. Ah, too strong. I guess now that it's dimmer, you can go back in and pull out some stronger highlights. If we're really keeping that strong light from the bottom, these bubbles might be. This actually kind of reminds me of you know in Sonic 2 when you go underwater.
Sonic 2. Never played it.
Oh come on, man. They just added like a purple film over the chemical plant zone.
Turned into a horror scene. I feel like it works pretty well as being a bit spookier though. Like she already has like the dead eye kind of stare, like almost lifeless. She's like alive, but she's not. You know?
Yeah.
I think it's good to think about like your image and what you want to get across to it, and then try to push all those elements to kind of make it, you know, memorable. Because otherwise, it's like if you just kind of do something, it's like, oh, I don't think anybody really remembers that.
Oh, we're
I
on
always
layer.
remember the extremes.
We're on layer 9001. Well, kind of like that purple or that pinkish in the other eye. Wonder why it did that.
Whoa, what? You actually have 9,000 layers?
No, I renamed a layer to 8992, and then now every layer I make is like.
Oh god. I was like, Jesus, what happened?
I told you I've been busy painting, man.
One brushstroke per layer.
Yeah. Okay, I should make these tubes a bit darker now. I think at this point you could like decide whether you want to keep the softness or a little more contrast. If you would like a little more contrast. Make it black and white if you have to. These tubes in the back could be lighter. And these light it up. $7,000 layers on Poose's PSD file. Shit. I wonder how old that file is. Probably like, he probably made it last week or something. I think that's everything, Russell.
Yeah, see the before and after. I've used it. Yeah, I like the new direction a lot better. Before, it's just super kind of plain. I think there's actually kind of more story now, or location of story. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else I'd add on.
Scary, you're not on the Discord, right? I'm just messing around now.
I think something to keep in mind too, just for anybody, the crits is that like, that I think like a good mindset to have is like to use them as an example rather than like you have to do exactly that. Like I think the example here especially is that like, you know, you should really try and push what you know, the elements of it to make a more interesting image. Like think about things more. You can make it interesting and go in like a different direction too. Like if you want to make it like, you know, if you didn't want to go for like a spooky image, you could go for like a, I don't know, the birth of life or something in like a robotic way. That could be interesting.
And one last thing is you gotta include the cat ears, man. I know it's a robot, but android person, but cat ears,
It's necessary.
absolutely.
Save the biggest crit for last.
Yep. Robotic cat ears, gotta fit the theme. Then obviously your hand has to come up and do like the Neko Nya thing. I like it, I like it. Final before and after.
See this?
Kinda lost the chromatic aberration effect, but you can always just stick that back in. Although I did really like your white light setup here thing though.
Yeah, it did have a coolness to it too, like the white, but I also like the new direction a lot.
Oh shit.
Yeah, some scary Discord link. You might want to consider turning on your music a little bit.
Mine?
Random was saying he'd like to listen to his own music and then listen to us talk.
Well, you can't have your cake and eat it too.
That might be a little bit good too, cause like if people want to listen to the recording, it might get muted.
True, I
At least
guess.
for the crits.
Fine, I'll turn it down.
I usually like to leave mine, well, a little bit lower, just so I don't have to subject people to what I'm listening to.
I mean, I figured if people didn't like my music, they just mute it altogether. Because if they don't like my music, chances are they don't like my voice, right?
I don't like your music. I
What?
don't like listening to your stream.
Well, shit. Don't know how to react to that. Is the end?
I find that sometimes like when I, even music that's pretty big, or if I have it pretty low, it doesn't seem to get copyright. Sometimes it does, but not very often.
Yeah, I have no idea.
It's like when it's a certain level, it doesn't seem to get caught.
I think I'll probably end this stream here for today. It's been 7.5 hours. I haven't eaten yet.
Oh shit.
Hashtag feed hosier. Yeah, anybody else I'll get to I guess I'll get to off stream. It's kind of easy to get like dragged into critiques too, huh? Like you're so into the critique you kind of stop reading what people are saying in chat.
Yeah. It can be. Like you just yeah, 'cause you're thinking about things you can try and like fix and say, so you get kind of lost in that.
Yeah. I can like scroll down like 3 pages worth of people talking and I haven't read any of it.
Oh shit.
I apologize. The last thing I looked at was Poose's 7,000 layers thing and that's it. Oh, hey little Trist. I'm cutting off the stream now though, unfortunately. I'll catch you all on Monday. Take care, you guys.
See ya.